Dear students, good morning. I am Ramdas. I welcome you to my channel Maths from Basics for you. So dear students, before I start, I would like to introduce myself. I am Ramdas. Actually, I have been teaching in teaching profession for past 30 years. Especially I have been taking mathematics for many students. So most of the students are very happy and comfortable with me because they like my teaching and the way I make them understand. So that will make them more attached to me, and I have been giving very good results to my college. So dear students, my first question whenever some new student gets into the college, I ask him a question, do you like maths? Some students say yes, some students say no sir, maths is tough. But for those students who say maths is tough, really I tell you, maths is the most easiest and most important subject for you. In the event you want to be an engineer or like to be a scientist, or you have to go for a higher studies, maths is the only answer you have. That will make you more intelligent, more sharper and more cleverer. So maths is very easy provided you dedicate yourself. You have to work hard. Some students have come from schools where they do not have proper staff, teaching faculties for mathematics, or they would have ignored mathematics right from childhood. They have developed a phobia, maths is tough. But to be very frank, maths is the most easiest subject of all, because in that subject it motivates you and it will generate that interest to score full on full. Because if you want to score 100%, you can score in mathematics. Other subject will be difficult. But now I started teaching for 10th standard, and this is my video number 2. In the previous class I have taught how to find the trigonometric ratios and reciprocals, and I have done some problems. So today I am planning to take trigonometric identities, to prove trigonometric identities, and later on I am going to do exercise wise, that is 8.1, 8.2 etc. in a single shot. So that will help you a lot, because I don't believe in 1 or 2 problems or 5 problems, because what happens is when you will be getting the inclination towards the subject, 2 or 3 problems will not warm you up. So you complete what you say means get the flow and liking towards maths, you will start loving it. So dear students, what I advise you is, so you watch my video, in the event you like it, share it or subscribe it. Otherwise just drop it, because if you like my teaching, until you see my video you will not be able to understand my teaching. So if you like my teaching, what I request you is to like, share and subscribe to my channel, so that whatever videos I post on YouTube, you will get a notification and you can follow my videos. Because my interest is only to see that you be good in mathematics, be strong in mathematics. And I have seen some YouTubers, definitely they are dedicated, they have been teaching and have been doing an excellent job for mathematics, because their main intention is to see that you should love mathematics, and in every breath of yours you should have mathematics. I was watching some lecturer, definitely I was inspired by his words, I was motivated. Definitely he is a good gentleman, and he wants to see that every child is good in mathematics, and that includes me too, because I want every child, not only from our country, throughout the world, to be good in mathematics, so that you will be a better person, you will be sharper, you will be intelligent, you will be smarter. So without wasting much of my time, let me start with my second video, that is 43rd video and class number 2 for 10th standard on trigonometry. So dear student, before I start, I always have the habit of motivating you by saying learn maths right from basics. I am here to teach you maths right from basics. See, most of us are aware, in the moment I ask you what is sin square theta plus cos square theta, you will jump to say, sir, it is 1. But if I ask you, can you prove it? Probably some of you might prove it, and some of you might say, we have not learned. But you needn't have to worry, but I am here to teach you. So we are going to learn some important trigonometric identities, that is to prove sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, 1 plus tan square theta equals secant square theta, and 1 plus cot square theta equals to cosecant square theta. These 3 important relations we have, which you have to remember, which you have to know, because you will find its applications throughout your mathematics, whether you are doing differentiation or integration or trigonometry, etc. So these formulae, these identities are very important, and I am going to teach you how to derive these trigonometric identities. So first trigonometric identity we are going to learn, which is very important. So dear students, so here to prove sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. So you have to prove this. So let's start with a right angle triangle. So a right angle triangle, call this as A, B and C. Here either you can choose angle A as acute angle or C as acute angle. So acute angle means which is less than 90 degrees. So here, and this is our 90 degrees. If you choose C as acute angle, the side which is opposite to this will be this and adjacent will be this. And if you choose A as an acute angle, the opposite side will be this and adjacent side will be this. For convenience sake, I treat this as theta. So if I treat this as theta, the side which is opposite to this is AB, which is nothing but opposite side, and the side which is adjacent to this is BC, which is nothing but adjacent side. But some of the authors, some of the YouTubers and some lecturers, they use it as perpendicular height because it has a perpendicular, so they call it perpendicular height. But I am comfortable with opposite side, so I'll use opposite side. If you want, either you can use opposite side or perpendicular height, left to your choice. So what does Pythagorean says? It states that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of the two opposite sides. So that is AC square equals to AB square plus BC square. So I will take that and I will try to prove this important relation. So from Pythagoras theorem we have what? AB square plus BC square equals to AC square. So this is Pythagoras theorem and I call this as equation 1. So what I do is, after this I divide throughout by AC square, because the moment you divide throughout by AC square, what happens? On the right hand side you get 1. So remaining, let us see what happens. So now by dividing throughout by AC square, we get what happens here? That is AB square by AC square plus BC square by AC square equals to AC square by AC square. So now let us see what is AB by AC. Considering this triangle, AB is nothing but opposite side and AC is our hypotenuse, and we know opposite side by hypotenuse is sin theta. So we have AB square. So that is OS by H the whole square, which is nothing but AB is OS by H. AC is H square plus BC. What is BC? Adjacent square. Adjacent square divided by AC. AC is hypotenuse square equals to AC by AC becomes 1, that is 1 square. Make a note of this. AB square plus BC square AC square Pythagorean theorem is our equation 1. So I'll rub this. What is OS by H? Once again, OS by H is sin square theta, opposite by hypotenuse sin square theta. This is our sin square theta, that is, we have square, so that is sin square theta plus this is AS by H. AS is adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent by hypotenuse is cos square theta equals to 1. What he wants? He is asking you to prove sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, and we have proved it. So sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. So let me call this as equation 2. I'll rub this. So dear students, most of you are aware and you would have heard sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. But how to prove it? How did you get that? Today you have come to know. Most of you might be aware of it, and those who are not aware, today you have learned how to prove sin square theta equals to cos square theta. So after this, we have two more relations which we can derive out of this problem from this formula. What is that? Let us see. Supposing I retain sin square theta, so if you call this as left hand side and this is our right hand side, I retain the sin square theta on the left hand. That is, if I retain sin square theta minus 1 minus, I push this to the right hand side, this becomes cos square theta. So this is an important relation which you should know. So this is our equation 3. So sin square theta equals to 1 minus cos square theta. Again, if you want, you can again substitute this cos square as 1 minus sin square theta. We'll see that little later. So now what I'll do next time, I have retained sin square theta on the left hand side, but this time I'll retain this cos square theta on the left hand side and transfer this sin square theta on the right hand side. What happens? So cos square theta equals to 1 minus sin square theta. This is another important relation. I call this as equation 4. So out of this we have derived 3 more formulas, that is 2 more formulas. This is one formula, 2 and 3. So here if you want this, again you can go on doing this. So supposing I say this, like for example 1 minus sin square, I can write this as 1 minus cos square theta. I can simplify this, I can go on doing this, but time being I don't want this for you right now. So I'll teach you this little later. Now we are asked to prove sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. So we have proved that. So let's not worry about this. So we'll think about these things little later. So you have learned this. So we have proved sin square theta equals to cos square theta. Sorry, sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. And later on 1 minus sin square theta equals 1 minus cos square theta, and cos square theta equals 1 minus sin square theta. So you cannot forget these three important relations, and you should remember this. Okay. Now after having proved this, we'll think about 1 plus cot square theta equals to cosecant square theta. How did you get that? We'll come to that now. I love this. So 4 is over, equation 4. So dear students, now we are required to prove 1 plus cot square theta equals to cosecant square theta. So this is also an important relation which you need to remember. Now earlier we have proved sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. We have 1 plus cot square theta, 1 plus cot square theta equals to cosecant square theta. You need to remember this. What shall I do? To prove this, once again I will make use of Pythagoras theorem. By Pythagoras theorem, we have what? That is AB square plus BC square equals to AC square. This was our equation 1, right? To begin with, we started with equation 1. So in the previous case, we have divided Pythagoras theorem throughout by AC square. But in order to prove this 1 plus cot square theta plus equals cosecant square theta, what I will do, I will divide this Pythagoras theorem throughout by AB square. So by dividing equation, so by dividing equation 1 throughout by AB square, we get what? So AB square by AB square plus BC square by AB square equals to AC square by AB square. Now looking at the figure, will you tell me what is AB by AB? Nothing but 1. This is nothing but 1 square. So 1 square is nothing but 1 plus, what is BC? BC is adjacent side. Adjacent side by AB is opposite side equals to AC is hypotenuse square divided by AB. AB is again opposite side. Done. I love this. Now we know that adjacent side by opposite side is nothing but cot theta. Since we have square, it becomes cot square theta. So on the left hand side we have 1 plus cot square theta equals to hypotenuse by opposite side is nothing but a reciprocal of sine, that is cosecant square theta. Cosecant, so we have square, it becomes cosecant square theta. Cosecant square theta. So this is our equation 5. So what you have been asked to prove? We have been asked to prove 1 plus cot square theta equals to cosecant square theta. This is also an important relation which you should remember. In the event in the examination, if you forget, what you have to do? You have to write Pythagorean theorem and try first dividing by AB, then BC, then AC throughout and see what formula suits, and accordingly you can get it. So this is how. See, one thing what I advise you here is instead of by hearting formulae, it's better to learn how to derive formulae, because in the event if you forget to remember formulae, at least you can derive and get it back. That's how I have learned, and that's what I want you also to learn. So by deriving you can easily remember formulae without any problem, but by hearting always there is a chance for you to commit error, because instead of cot square theta you may write secant square theta, because in subconscious mind you might do that. So it's better to learn how to derive formulae. Whatever I have practiced, whatever I have learnt in my childhood, I am trying to impart it to you. So now from this we can derive two more important relations. What are they? Now what I'll do, I'll keep this cot square theta on the left hand side and transfer this one to the right hand side. So what happens here? That is cot square theta equals to what? That is cosecant square theta minus 1. So this is also an important relation which you are supposed to learn, and this is our equation 6. Now the next relationship is I'll keep one on the left hand side and transfer this cot square theta. So left hand side 1 equals to cosecant square theta minus cot square theta. This is also an important relationship, equation 7. So I hope it is very simple and very clear, and I know that you cannot forget, you cannot venture to forget this, you have to remember. So dear students, we have proved 1 plus cot square theta equals to cosecant square theta. So next we will see what happens if you divide throughout by BC square. We have divided by AC square, AB square, what left, what next? BC square. We will see. Definitely 1 plus tan square theta equals secant square theta you are supposed to get, which you are going to get. So prove that. I love this. 7 is over. To prove 1 plus tan square theta equals to secant square theta. So once again, let's use Pythagorean theorem to prove this identity. What is that? By Pythagorean theorem, we have AB square plus BC square equals to AC square. See, the funny thing is, you had studied Pythagorean theorem in the 9th or 10th standard, so you would have thought, oh, I finished Pythagorean theorem 10th standard, let me say goodbye to that, we'll go and learn something new. No, wherever you go, you have to follow fundamentals, because there are fundamentals, you cannot go ahead. Even to construct a house, you need foundation. So here also you need foundation. So whatever you have learnt in the childhood, don't forget it. Because some formulas, a plus b the whole square, even that will be useful to you later on. I'll show you how it comes in your other portions when you are doing. So even that is also equally important. So now what we'll do, this is our equation 1. equation 1. Now by dividing equation 1 throughout by BC square, we get earlier we divided throughout by AC square, then we divided throughout by AB square. Now we are going to divide throughout by BC square. Let us see what happens. So that is AB square by BC square plus BC square by BC square equals to AC square by BC square. Now what is AB by BC? AB is our opposite side, What is BC? BC is adjacent side, plus BC by BC is 1, that is 1 square, nothing but 1 itself, equals to, what is AC? AC is nothing but hypotenuse square divided by BC. BC is adjacent side, that is adjacent side square. Done. I rub this. So what is opposite side by adjacent side is nothing but tan theta. Since we have square, it becomes tan square theta plus 1 equals to hypotenuse by adjacent side, that is in the hypotenuse adjacent is nothing but secant theta. Since we have square, it becomes secant square theta. So this is our equation 8. I'll rub this. So now what if I retain tan square theta on the left hand side and transfer this to the other side? So that is tan square theta equals to secant square theta minus 1. This is an important relation which comes often, which will follow you quite often when you are doing problems on trigonometry or differentiation or integration. Okay, so this is our equation 9. And lastly, I will retain 1 on the left hand side and transfer this to the right hand side. That is 1 equals to secant square theta minus tan square theta. This is also an important relation which you should remember. This is our equation 10. So out of the major 3 identities, we could learn so many relationships. So dear students, please practice it once again, do it once again independently, nothing difficult here. Only thing, Pythagorean theorem and divided by each side by either AB or BC or AC. You will get whatever value you want. Later on, transfer it to get it. So we have proved all the 3 trigonometric identities which are important for your 10th standard, and I hope you will not forget. So dear students, we will stop here for this, and later on again we will continue with some other thing which is important for your portion, which is important for examination point of view, because the exams are fast approaching. I want to help you. Dear students, here I want to emphasize something. See, in the previous video I had told you to subscribe to my channel so that you start getting a proper what the same means attachment like between you and my channel. Whatever videos I post, you will start getting it. But it was surprising to see that not even one student has subscribed to my channel. So this time at least I hope with this, if you want to remain with me for longer time, please subscribe to my channel, like and share. If you share why I am telling you means like you let others also be benefited. Even they are also my students. For them also let them also be benefited out of you. So try to help your colleagues, your classmates, your friend circle, or your batchmates, whoever it is, and your family friends. Let them also be good in mathematics. That's my ambition, to see that everyone likes mathematics and everyone wants to be stronger in mathematics. Believe me, if you are strong in mathematics, you will be always good in mathematics. You will be very sound in mathematics, and if you are sound in mathematics, you will be sound in other subjects too. So this is a stepping stone for your success. Maths will really put you on the top. So start liking it, loving it, and start learning it. So with this, goodbye dear students. Have a nice time. So we'll go for the next problem.